Listen, I'm not over exaggerating or being dramatic when I say this, but Femi is a future WrestleMania main eventer. I'm not joking. If you don't watch NXT or you're unfamiliar with Femi, let me educate you. Femi is currently the NXT champion and has been dominating everybody over the last 6 months. This man has everything you want in a main eventer and star. The incredible lights, the smoke, the promo, his mic skills, his in-ring ability, his charisma, the look, the visual. He has superstar written all over him. And when the bell rings, he is a A-tier wrestler. This man checks all the boxes. I watch NXT and his promos, when he is speaking on the mic, you believe everything he is saying because he talks with such passion and enthusiasm, and it resonates very well with the crowd. A couple of days ago at NXT Heatwave, Oba had a match against Javon Evans for the NXT Championship. And I actually thought that Oba was going to drop the bell here because Oba has literally beaten everybody in NXT. And I felt like there was nobody else for him to face or was believable enough or built up enough to take the belt off of Oba outside of Javon. But the match was very, very good. High paced, fast paced. This is what I be saying. Young guys in the main event fighting for the championship is what you need on WWE pay-per-views because it's good. Oba retains the NXT championship and his reign continues. And I don't see anybody beat him anytime soon. He has basically beaten everybody on the roster. Therefore, there's nobody left or built up or believable enough to take the belt off. Shawn Michaels has pushed him to the moon strong, and rightfully so. So what sparks the question is, how will Triple H book this man on the main roster? And I know you can make an argument and say, oh, it's NXT, big fish in a small pond, which is true because when you look at the NXT men's division, it is extremely weak. Outside of Trick Williams, Javon, Ethan Page, there's not really anybody exciting or you can see or picture being a superstar on the main roster. Now, when you look at the women's division, that's a different story. It's loaded with talent. Femi is a generational talent, and when he gets caught up, he needs to continue his dominance and remain protected. Like, this man has literally everything you want in a main eventer. Like, I'm watching this dude week after week. I've been watching him for the last year and a half, and I'm impressed. Everything I see out of this man, he is literally exceeding. And he's only 27 years old. And it's crazy because he never even had any prior wrestling knowledge. He didn't grow up in the indies, or he wasn't in, New Japan or any wrestling promotions. He is a homegrown talent that came to the WWE that was a former college athlete. So to see him already ahead of his colleagues and he doesn't even have a lot of wrestling knowledge, it's pretty impressive and it's pretty insane. This is the best NXT prospect since probably Kevin Owens in 2015. Now you can make an argument, Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, they didn't have the careers that we thought they was going to have on the main roster. And you can make an argument that might happen to Femi, but I don't think there is because it's a new regime. I don't think that's just necessarily going to happen. But I think this is the perfect test because Femi is money. If you were to put Oba on the main roster, think of the possible dream matches and feuds he could be having right now. Oh man, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now. Like, could you imagine Femi versus Gunther or Roman, Ilya, Drew, Braun Breaker, Randy Orton? The possibilities are endless. I think that this is the man you should run the industry through and put the machine behind and really put a lot of your stock into. Presenting him as just strong force to the mid-card scene, getting the main roster crowd adjusted to him, he will ascend in the main event scene. This is simple booking. This is literally can't miss. Like I previously said, all the main event talent in WWE on the main roster are all early 40s or late 40s. Oba is 27. You need more young guys in the main event level scene. In 5 years, these guys are not going to be around anymore. So establish the future now so you don't have to have that problem in 5 years, Triple H. And, I know there's a lot of allegations that go around at Triple H, he's racist, all that stuff. I try not to really get into any of that because I feel like that's a very strong word. And nowadays, I feel like the word racist is kind of just thrown around. It doesn't really have any meaning because people use it for situations that it just is not used for, Look at Bianca Belair, look at Naomi, look at Jade Cargill, They're presented very good and booked very strong on the main roster. And they're, the black, duh. And plus, when you look at the WWE, the men's side, there's not really a lot of jaw-dropping black male talent in WWE. Carmelo Hayes is very talented, but I don't think he's gonna really get booked good anytime soon. Montez Ford is somebody that a lot of people think that could be a single star, which I think he has upside, but he doesn't really have a character or have anything to get behind. To be a WWE champion level superstar, he would need a lot of repackaging and being took serious. But on the NXT men's side, it's different. You got Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and Femi. Those are three the centerpieces of the NXT division. And at Stand and Deliver, they had a banger triple threat match for the NXT Championship. Femi obviously would win, but that match was incredible. Javon Evans is so talented, man. I really hope that he has a good career in WWE. There's some wrestlers that just has it, and you just can't teach it. Femi is 6'6", 310 pounds. And I genuinely think he could be the greatest NXT prospect of all time. Better than Kevin Owens, better than Samoa Joe. He has the potential. Femi is not like the black and gold. He's not some indie, no. This dude is homegrown. If it were up to me, I would call up Obafemi right now and put him in a program with Cody Rhodes, bro. Literally. And it would look believable enough that Obafemi could actually take the belt off of Cody Rhodes. Samoa Joe is one of my favorite wrestlers ever. And the reason why I love him a lot, a big reason why I love him a lot, is the believability. When Samoa Joe is speaking on a mic, you genuinely believe that this dude can beat your ass. Like, he can beat your ass. That's what makes it so interesting. This is scripted professional wrestling, you know? This is all supposed to be fake. Obviously, when the bell rings, anything can happen. But in the eyes of WWE, it's supposed to be fake. But Samoa Joe makes you believe what he's saying on the mic because he is so good and so talented enough to the point where if he said he's going to beat your ass and turn it into a shoot, you're going to believe it. That's what I see when I see Obafemi. I see a little bit of Samoa Joe in him when it comes to like that believability. Everybody talks about Braun Breaker being the future of WWE. No. Obafemi has more upside and more potential than Braun Breaker. I'm telling you right now, he does. Remember when Samoa Joe got caught up when he attacked Seth Rollins and everybody was like, oh my God, that was good. That was good. That was really, really good. Call out Obafemi and have him do something similar. This man is 6'6", 310 pounds. You literally have Black Batista in front of you right now. This is literally Black Batista. If you mess this up, Triple H, maybe those allegations got some truth to it, bro. Maybe they do. Because I just feel like this is a superstar that has a lot of talent, and you just got to put your stock in. You got to put the WWE machine behind him. He takes all the boxes. Currently, right now in NXT, I don't really see anybody beating him. And it's going to get to a point where he's already beaten everybody on the roster and there's nobody left. So at this point, just vacate the title and come up to the main roster. Just like what Asuka did. She vacated the NXT championship. She's still undefeated to this day. Just have him vacate the championship and come up to the main roster. Because when he eventually does lose, I don't want him to get a rematch and lose again. No. When Obafemi finally loses, I believe that is when he is getting called up. I think Obafemi is very talented and he has a lot of potential and he's very young, so he has time to learn and just adapt to the WWE main roster style. And I genuinely think that this guy should be main event WrestleMania in the next 5 to 6 years.